Remember to like and subscribe and keep up to date for new videos.
What is up, guys?
How's it going? So with the end of season 1, So with the end of season 1, we are starting something new.
Drum roll. Give us a drum roll. Everybody like for the drum roll. Campfire videos. We're doing story time.
Yes, we are.
This is gonna be a fun little series that we do. I'm not sure if we have a solid schedule yet, but we're gonna be figuring it out as we go along. And every now and then you'll get some videos with a cool campfire story.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the first time that we've ever tried to do anything like this, so it's gonna be a little bit like weird, and we're gonna.
I think I just popped my shoulder.
Careful. Pop back in. So this is the first time that we've ever done anything like this. This is a little bit new. We're gonna be telling stories once a week. I'm gonna go first, and then Jackson's gonna go next week, and we're just gonna talk about some spooky stuff that you may have never heard of before.
Do you see that? The thing's crossing the road right now.
What are those?
I think they're turkeys.
What?
You wanna go mess with some turkeys?
Okay.
No. Oh my god. There we go. There we're not. Okay.
Those were geese.
Yeah. Check out our TikTok when you're done watching this for more content to see what we just did with the geese.
All right, so let's get comfy while I tell you a story.
Who, me?
You.
And you.
And you guys too. You guys can feel free to listen if you'd like.
What are you, eavesdropping?
Yeah.
Get on out of here. Click something
bit.
else.
No. So if you remember back to the Freetown Fall River State Forest, we went there a couple videos ago.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Pretty creepy. Not my favorite place to go, honestly.
No, it was scary.
Yeah.
It was like super scary woods boo.
Yeah. Too many things living in those woods. Too many vibes.
Too many
much stuff
things
going on.
not living in those woods.
Facts. It was really silent, just all around crazy video. If you guys haven't seen it, highly suggest checking it out. It's in season 1, just a couple videos ago.
Got a couple TikToks on it too.
So our first campfire story is about Carl Drew, who used the Freetown Forest as a place to commit murders. This is a place that he brought people specifically to kill them.
Okay, so this was the guy that was doing murders?
This was the guy that was doing all the murders in Freetown. He was actually the leader of a cult, and I'll give you a little background on that. So in 1980, Karen Marsden's skull was found outside of the Freetown Fall River State Forest.
Just her skull?
Just her skull, nothing
Was it like
else.
Clean, or was it still bloody? Or like...
I'm pretty positive it was clean because it had been there for a little bit.
Oh, so things probably walked around and were like,
Most likely, yeah. Yeah, something like
nutrients.
Exactly.
Okay.
So she was a local sex worker and had just spoken to the police 2 months prior about a satanic ritual that she had been at that took place inside of the Freetown Fall River State Forest. And she told the police that the person who was making her do all of these rituals was a man named Carl Drew. And this man was also her pimp at the time. So he was the one who was making all the shots, calling all the shots. He was telling her what to do, and she just kind of went along with it and was too scared at one point and went to the police for help. And this was 2 months before they found her skull outside of that same forest.
Okay, and we were there.
Yeah. And you would think that if a lady showed up saying that her boyfriend is a cult leader, they'd be like, oh, okay, cool. And they'd like go get him.
And they just weren't?
No.
Like, no.
That actually didn't happen. He was not talked to about what Karen Marsden said at all. They pretty much just took everything that she said as a joke and ignored her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the ones to be like, oh shit, that was that girl?
Right?
Like, I thought she was on crack.
Bro, I would feel terrible.
Yeah.
Shame on those police officers.
Shame on you.
And if you guys don't know, Fall River, Massachusetts is the place where Lizzie Borden is said to have hacked her parents to death. And this is the same town that the Freetown Fall River State Forest is in.
Just an overall paranormal hotspot place. You know, the big triangle.
Pretty much, yeah.
Things.
That Bridgewater Triangle. Okay, so back to the story. So between October of 1979 and February of 1980, 3 bodies, or I guess 2 bodies and a head, were found outside the Fall River State Forest, and this is what would be called the Fall River Cult Murders.
Oh, it was a whole bunch of them.
Can you believe that we sat down, ate snacks, and even peed in a place where like multiple people were murdered?
Of course I can.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
we do it every week.
what do you mean?
2 of the young women had been bound, sexually assaulted, and beaten to death. Karen Marsden, remember her from the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Only her skull and clumps of her hair were found.
Clumps of her hair?
Gross.
Yeah.
The body of the first victim was 17-year-old Doreen Levesque. Her wrists had been bound with fishing line. She was stabbed in the head and suffered multiple skull fractures. Forensic evidence suggested a possible ritualistic death by stoning. Who even does that? Like, didn't we stop stoning people a long time ago?
Yeah. Sounds like she won the lottery.
Oh, God! That's just... If any of you have ever read Shirley Jackson, you'd understand.
5th grade English.
Anyway.
So what the heck happened to this Carl Sagan dude, John? Yeah, I mean...
So he's the reason why these girls are getting murdered.
And they know who he is, so they
Yeah.
caught him, right?
They haven't caught him yet, actually. These 3
What?
bodies were found, and he still was not even talked to about the murders yet.
So wait, we went there when he was still out and about?
No. I haven't gotten to the end of my story yet. So at this point in time,
twist.
yes, at this point in time in the story, he had not been caught yet. So let's focus on another guy for a sec. His name is Andy Malteus. Huge creep, boyfriend of Barbara Raposa. He ended up going to the police to tell them about the same satanic cult that Karen would soon speak of. And Maltese told the police that he thought the cult was responsible for the recent disappearance of his girlfriend. I don't know, man. That seems shady as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why you would go to the police and be like, hey, so my girlfriend disappeared.
She was hanging out with all these cult members.
Yeah, I know she was in a cult, so that might have been it.
I don't know if they went on a vacation or like...
Yeah, she's just not answering. He was a little bitch. He didn't
Yeah.
help find his girlfriend at all. He pretty much just threw her and her friends under the bus, even though her friends were cult members and probably killed her. But we'll get there. Police then, after speaking to Andy Malteus, meet Karen Marsden for the first time to discuss the possible whereabouts of Barbara. That is when Karen was living with a girl named Robin Murphy at the time. Which, I love the name Robin. Stranger Things, Robin, you have my heart.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just...
She's good.
Robin is just such a good name. So this is when Karen would eventually spill to the police that Carl Drew was a satanic cult leader and murderer. Carl Drew was 26 at the time and had grown up in New Hampshire.
Giving us a bad rep.
Come on, man.
Come on. You're a 6'0" floozer.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had a really rough childhood with an abusive father and ended up running away at age 14. He eventually became a big part of the Fall River Red Light District and the pimp of both Karen and Doreen Levesque. Karen explained in a conversation with police that Carl's satanic cult was made up of his sex workers. So he had a satanic cult. He was the one who oversaw these sex workers and helped them get money and helped them find jobs. And then he would also take these sex workers with him to do like ritualistic sacrifices and like cult things. Like, bro, you're already probably like screwing these girls over with the whole pimp business, and now you're bringing them into cults?
Right? Are you at least paying them overtime? Nobody needs to be working 50, 60-hour work weeks.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So Karen and another young member of the group, Carol Fletcher, took the police into the Freetown forest to show them where Carl Drew said he would dump their bodies after injecting them with battery acid and sacrificing them to Satan.
Oh.
I love that for them. That's
Why does Satan need our bodies battery charged?
I don't know, a little extra like zing to them.
Juice?
Maybe they're spicy.
Juicy.
Barbara Raposa's body was discovered in January of 1980, frozen in the woods, and Malteus would later claim that he had a prophetic dream about the murder when questioned by the police.
Yeah, right. Like,
Right.
okay, you did it, bro.
Yeah, at
no
that point
way.
he's like, oh, I think I know where she might be.
I don't
think
know.
she's in the woods, probably frozen by this guy named Carl, but I don't really know.
She could be at the coordinates 43.
So, do you remember Karen's roommate, Robin? You mentioned Robin a little while ago.
I like
yeah,
Robin.
yeah. We right away. You said
Robin's
Robin.
pretty cool.
Pretty fine. She came forward and claimed to be present for the murders of Doreen and Barbara and testified against Malteus. She made a deal, and for her cooperation, she was granted immunity in both murders. Robin, why are you killing
What
peeps?
the heck?
Why are you
dude?
murdering?
Yeah, Robin, you're literally a murderer still.
You're in a cult,
Yeah.
bud. Find better idols, as Bailey Sarian says.
Satan won't pay your bail.
Satan won't pay your bail. Satan won't pay your bail.
Satan will not pay your
So Robin claimed she witnessed Malteus sexually assault and murder his girlfriend for cheating on him. She also claimed to witness Carl Drew force Doreen into his car and, with the help from a fellow cult member, Willie, took Doreen behind the local high school and under the bleachers before returning after a while without her. When asked where she was, the boys replied, "You don't want to know." I mean, I think I would want to know. Like, if I'm asking, like, that means I want to know.
The police want to know.
Someone wants to know.
Her parents?
Anybody wants to know. Karen was not a great witness, unfortunately, during this time because of her statements. They were usually disregarded by police. She was convinced she would be the next possible sacrificial murder, and her paranoia made officers turn their heads. Unfortunately, her paranoia was correct, as we know.
So she was just scared and was acting out because she was scared.
Yep.
And they were like, yo,
Nah, you're
she's
fine.
crazy.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do it.
Didn't even try to help her, and then found her skull outside of the forest 2 months later. Andy Malteus was convicted of first-degree murder of Barbara Raposa and given a life sentence without possibility of parole.
Sick.
Thank God. He
Yeah.
actually died of cancer in 1998.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Hey.
Robin Murphy also received a life sentence, but with possibility of parole, and only convicted of a second-degree murder. Carl Drew is convicted of a first-degree murder of Karen Marsden.
Good.
And is serving a life sentence without possibility of parole.
Woo! Scumbag.
We love that. We
Yay.
love that. That's a good one.
That's called evil loses.
Facts. And I guess he's even tried to appeal multiple times and they just keep telling him no. So later, almost every person involved claimed that they only said their statements because they felt threatened by police. But who knows? So honestly, all of this could just be a lie, and it could just be the fact that these people were threatened by police, but it could be fact, and we don't really know. All we know is that Carl Drew right now is in prison. He was sentenced to life for murdering Karen Marsden. Thank God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that story.
Yeah. I mean,
we
did our best. It was our first one.
Do you like our fire that we have right here? This is our fire?
Yes.
It's a good fire, right? And
This is the campfire.
oh wow, look at the glow of the fire. Wait, whoa.
So are you going to have a story for me next week?
I actually do. And there was quite the murder.
Quite the murder. And I guess you guys will have to hear about that next week.
Give this video a like if you liked it. Let us know if you like this kind of videos, because we're gonna try it out for a little bit. See how it works.
Woohoo! Subscribe, like, tell your friends. Boop, boop, boop. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Yeah. Oh, play the new outro. Play the new outro.